I'll teach you everything you need to know about errors in 5 minutes. Sometimes we mess up, and sometimes the script lets us know. If we write, for example, part.transparency equals zero point 0.5, you see how it underlines red? It doesn't know what part is. We didn't specify that it's the part inside a workspace inside a game. That's why it has the red line underneath. It doesn't know what part is. So if we run this, we get attempt to index with nil. If you recall from the Boolean video, we mentioned that nil is nothing. The script is basically saying that we didn't tell it what we wanted to affect since it doesn't know what part is. We can click on this red text and it'll take us to where the error happened in the script. So it took us right to this line. When you get an error, it's up to you to figure out what went wrong and how to fix it. We know that the script told us it's attempting to index nil. This tells us that the script doesn't know what part is because according to the script, we're trying to access nothing. And we know we're trying to access part. So there's a little miscommunication here. Hopefully this is enough to remind us that we have to specify. Oh, you don't know what part is? Let me be a little more specific. I messed up. That was on me. And we can specify game.workspace.part.transparency. If you get an error and you don't understand it, try walking through your code line by line. If you have a lot of lines of code, you don't have to go through everything, but just like the lines that you think will be affecting it. And then if you still can't figure it out, maybe then go through some more line. And also try to put your mind into the mind of the computer. Like if before we had part, you can't just go straight to part. A computer wouldn't go straight to part. It would go to game, then workspace.part because it goes from broader to more specific. You have to try to get inside the mind of the computer. And also, you could try Googling your error. Not the whole thing, but maybe like attempt to index nil with transparency. And you don't got to tell it like what line because what are the chances other people had the same line as you. But if you want, you can do it. But this is all that's necessary. If you try Googling that, I'm sure other people have had the same errors as you and have posted it online for you to find. Let me show you another example of another error. If we make a variable part equals game.workspace.part, you can assign variables to be equal to parts or any object in the game, not just values and stuff like that. So this is fine, but if I try to print the part's name and multiply it by 5, we're going to get an error. Workspace script 2, that's the script that the error happened in. Attempt to perform arithmetic on string and number. This just goes to show you that it's important to use the right data type. If you remember, a part's name is a string, it's text. You can't multiply text by a number, that doesn't make sense. So that's why it's telling us attempt to perform math on text. You can't do that. One more note I wanted to add real quick. We've always been writing game.workspace.part to access this part. We can just write workspace with a lowercase w and it'll know, hey, it's game.workspace. That's just a little shortcut so you don't have to write game.workspace every time. If you write workspace with a lowercase w, it'll work just the same. And I'll just print out part.name to show you that it still works just fine. So yeah, in the future when you have to get something in workspace, just do it like this. It's easier if you want. Or if game makes more sense to you, that's fine too.